All right. Today is February 2025. This is the meeting of the Kubernetes Storage Special Interest Group. As a reminder, this meeting is public, recorded, and posted on YouTube. If you have anything that you want to add to the agenda, feel free to find the agenda document link in your calendar invite and add items to it. We're going to start off with going through the 133 planning items, review them to see where we're at. The next upcoming milestone here is, sorry, this should be March 5th. We just passed by the enhancement freeze date, which happened on February 14th. Next upcoming one is the 5th of March, which is feature blog freeze. If you have anything, feel free to add it to the rest of the agenda document. We'll come back and review it. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and switch over to the planning spreadsheet and get updates from folks. So first item that we have is CSI volume health. Consider moving to beta. Any new updates here from anyone?
I don't think we are moving to beta yet, so I still need to finish my documentation with the discussions regarding this.
Got it. Okay.
I know that last time, I think it's Manu who said he's also going to write some document about this, about requirements.
Yeah, we haven't had a chance to really pick up this particular item yet, but it's on our radar. There are a few things that we want to discuss, so we'll try to put together something in the next few weeks. I just don't have a clear timeline yet. So
Okay, thanks.
Cool. Thank you both. Next, we have change block tracking.
Ben, I don't know if you have an update.
Yeah, I was going to ask if anyone else was here. If not, the update is, I'm trying to remember from the meeting yesterday. There's a number of PRs that are still in flight. I think that it's mostly merged, and we're going to alpha, right?
Right.
But all the functionality is there to support alpha, and I think the remaining PRs are not. I mean, they're important, but they're not like things we should be concerned about.
So I think we already cut the first release, right? So, and the documentation PR, I believe that's merged as well. So it's mainly the blog now for if we're talking about alpha release.
Yeah, I think the blog was being written. I don't know if we've done the coordination on like when it will, when it needs to be done and when it will, because there's a whole series of blogs, right?
Right. I think
I don't know who's coordinating that, but there is a blog entry being written.
I think the maybe Mark or Carr. Yeah, I think they have some. There was a PR they submitted earlier. I'm not sure if they're going to just to use that one or some new one. Yeah, I can check with them.
But I think that we can at least say that it's on track for alpha. So people who want to start doing their alpha implementations are more than welcome, and having some of those will be helpful in getting to beta.
Yeah, that's a good milestone, and we've got a fair amount of time, so this seems like it's in a good place right now.
Ben, do you know if there are any storage providers who are providing an implementation in alpha?
Storage providers.
If I remember right, there were like 2 or 3 different roles in that architecture, right? And the goal was to kind of eventually, at least for beta, have at least a couple of providers in each role, basically. So
yeah, I'm thinking that Ceph was one of them.
okay.
And I think there was a second one as well. The other thing is we discussed the implementation of some tooling to enable end-to-end testing of the CSI feature and drivers, just to validate that this works. And you need something that actually performs the role of a backup tool that we can use in a testing context, and that's being written as well.
Got it. Okay.
So we'll have better test coverage soon.
Sounds good.
Cool. Thank you, folks. Next is enable privileged containers for Windows to replace CSI proxy for Windows out of tree. This was moving from alpha to beta. Last update, Alibaba deprioritized this earlier in the driver. Maybe we need to stay in alpha for another release. Any new updates here? Did we make a decision?
So we actually are implementing this one. vSphere CSI basically is working on this.
Okay, that's great. So it sounds like we'll keep this on track for now then.
That's great to hear, Shing. So, if you guys complete your work on within this release, can we actually move this to beta?
What is the criteria? Is that the two? Is that
That's what I thought it was, and
okay.
I think at one point it was going to be AWS and Alibaba, but then Alibaba said that they might not be able to do it right away. So
Okay.
I was wondering if that's going to be enough or not.
Yeah, we can definitely.
That's the graduation criteria. We need at least 2 drivers to support this. And yeah, we've kind of been in an awkward spot with this. I think we reached out to the Azure folks and they mentioned that they weren't integrating with it because it was an alpha. So we've been waiting for someone else.
Wait a second. I thought they're already supporting this, I thought.
So they have their
Are
own
they saying they're not?
they have their own
I
custom
thought they already support this this feature. Okay, I can also
There's a difference between supporting it like in proof of concept code and supporting it with customers, right? So I think what we want is the proof of concept. It's understandable that a company wouldn't release something to their customers based on alpha code because that's dangerous for a variety of reasons. But the hope is that these companies are internally developing things and sharing their results, even if they are not releasing them and supporting them, so that the whole world can use them.
Yeah, I think if the more folks can sign up to and declare support for it, I think the easier it would be. So if we can get Shing and others to complete this work in this release cycle, I think that would be helpful. We can then move to beta. So
Yeah, +1. Is there a second implementation right now outside of vSphere that anybody has pending?
well, I think we on the AWS side support this in the EBS-CSI driver. So
Great.
and we've supported it for a while now. So
Okay, so that's great. So hopefully if vSphere can finish it, then we'll be in good shape here.
I also check with Azure because I thought they have already implemented this, but maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, so
I will check with them.
Azure supports this capability, but they have their own custom implementation.
Okay.
They're not using the
I
library.
see what you're saying. Okay, so we probably also should take a look of your implementation. Do you have a link? Just want to make sure that we are using this as you know. Let's see. If you
yeah,
can,
we can share a link for the feature
okay.
work.
Okay, thank you for the discussion there. Let's move on to the next one. SE Linux relabeling using mount options. Plan to move to beta. And last update was KEP update PR was under review. Do we have Jan on the call? Anyone able to give an update here?
Yeah, I'm here. The cap is merged, the feature is tracked, and I am slowly fixing and implementing new I promise.
Awesome. Sounds like implementation's pending. KEP is merged. Thank you, Jan. Next is volume attribute class, remaining in beta and adding quota support. Sunny, Michelle, anyone on the call to give an update here?
Yeah, so the quota change is under review. So after that, we can merge the change for Windows 33.
Awesome. Cool. Thank you, Sunny. Next is CSI sidecars all in one. This is designed for this cycle. We had no update last time. Any new update here?
Yeah, we submit a draft cap out here, and we have reviewed today and got some comments, and we will focus on this. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, Yingqi. Next, we have remove Git repo in tree plugin announcement. Official removal to allow deletion of the code. I believe Chris and team were going to take that on. They have a cap for the next piece, which is removing or putting in the, flags to be able to remove the Git repo. Any updates from that? Do we have Chris or anybody else on the call with updates here? Okay, we'll follow up with them offline. The cap's been merged here. I think the work just needs to be done. Next is mutable CSI node allocatable property. Anyone with an update on this one?
Yep, so CAP is out for review, and we need an API reviewer. So Michelle has been assigned to that, and she said she was going to take a look.
Okay, cool. Thank you, Eddie. Next is Cozy overall move to V1 Alpha 2. Anything new on that one?
Still work in progress. So working towards V1 Alpha 2.
Next, we have storage capacity scoring, how to sort, moving to alpha this cycle. Anyone with an update on this one?
The tab is merged. So now this one also going to handle this, the other cap, which is volume capacity priority. It's going to be basically using this new feature to replace that one, because that one is not moving forward anymore. So it's like we use this scoring cap to replace that feature.
I see.
Which has been alpha for a long time, but nobody's working on that. But basically, this new feature gate is going to use one part of the existing feature in that covered by that feature gate. But the second half of the previous feature gate was never implemented, so that one just will be abandoned.
Got it. Are we just going to eliminate the old feature gate and take that one piece and put it under this feature gate?
Right. I think we probably need to deprecate. I'm not sure we can just remove that in one shot. Maybe we have to deprecate the old one and then say you use this one. It's actually will be.
Was it alpha?
Yeah, that one was alpha for very
I don't
long.
think you have to deprecate something that's alpha. The whole point of alpha is you can just change it.
You can just remove it without deprecation. I thought you still need to deprecate it. So
That would be a pretty extreme stance, that we support alpha to the extent that we would do a deprecation process. Like, my understanding of alpha is anything can change at any moment, and then good luck, right? It's alpha.
yeah, we can review that one and see if we can just completely replace that. If we can, then it'll be easier.
Cool. Thank you, Xing, for the update on that one. Next, we have volume populator data source, add metric support and testing out of tree, moving to GA in this release. Any updates?
Yeah, I have some updates about the line 17, the stable sets expansion. The above
Sure.
the line above.
Yeah. let me actually uncross that then. Hang on.
Yeah. This may targeting 1.34, I assume. We got some comments from SIG and we hopefully to push it to 1.34. Yeah,
Got it.
hopefully.
Cool. Thank you for the update on that one. That's good news. So it sounds like this can move forward in 134. I'll take a note here to put targeting 134 here, and then we'll get it moved once 134 is underway. Thank you, Jinchi. Next, we have volume populator data source. Any update on this one?
Yeah, so the promote to GA PR passed pre-submit, so just waiting for review. The API reviewer already gave an LGTM, but back then one of the pre-submit verify of the API generated code was not passing. So now like Xing or and others, please take a look.
Okay, cool. Sounds like the PR is almost there. Just needs maintainer approval, so we can help push that along. Okay, next is CSI migration, Portworx GA in 133.
Yeah, so those are all merged tab code doc, and there's an request from the release team to update the cap for to conform with the new template. So that's also done. That's also merged. We can maybe keep this a little bit longer just to make sure that if there's anything else that's needed, but I think almost done.
So just updating the cap is done. Is the moving the feature flag also done?
That's also, yeah. So basically we got everything merged first.
Right.
And then there was a request from release team to update cap because there was a new template, right? So that's then we did a cap update PR after we merge everything else. So that's also merged now. So right now, I'm just saying maybe we keep this one a little bit longer just to make sure we're not missing anything. But it looks like we are probably done with this one.
Okay, cool. We'll keep it here, and then next time we can mark this as green if there's nothing else outstanding. Cool. Next item is always on a reclaim policy, moving to GA this cycle. Updates on this one?
So the cap is merged, and there are a few PRs that are being reviewed.
Okay. Looks like that's well underway. Next item is integrate CSI volume limits with autoscaler. This was designed for this cycle. Anything new here?
I'm still working on getting the design and trying to figure out where it will integrate. So nothing right now actually, but I should have update soon.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you, Ahmad. Next we have kubelet evented desired state of world populator alpha for this cycle. Anything new on this one?
So the cap is not yet merged. So based on the last analysis on this cap, I will need to update the cap. So it's under review.
Got it. Cool, thank you. And with that, we can switch back to the agenda doc. And Yingxi, looked like you had a question to discuss in SIG storage Slack. I can switch over to that. You want to talk through this?
Yeah. We have issues that where a user deletes a PVC, that it be used, but that be referenced by a running pod, not on purpose. Yeah, and this in this part, they don't have any influence on this running pod. But after a couple of months, the Kubernetes gets restart, maybe OM or some crash, and be auto pull up by systemd. Yeah, and in this case, after the Kubernetes restart, all the volumes of this running pod has been unmounted by the DSW rebuild. Yeah, and I found a similar problem that someone has raised 1 year ago. The cause would be the rebuild of the DSW will not take the deleting PVC into account, and they won't add this volume into the DSW, but it exists in the actual state of work, ASW. Yeah. Then they trigger the unmount process and call the CSI standard process to unmount the volumes. Yeah, this is the problem. Yeah, I would like to ask if anyone has any comments on this part. I think the cause of this issue would be clear, but the fix would be complicated. Yeah, I would like to ask the community and if there is any good way to fix it. Yeah. Am I clear? Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like part of the reconstruction logic for which is supposed to figure out what volumes are mounted or unmounted when kubelet unexpectedly crashes and comes back. Sounds like it's doing the wrong thing and unmounting these volumes for a running pod.
Yeah, I think this issues maybe everyone have seen it before because I think it's pretty common issues. Yeah.
Sheng, looks like you posted a link here.
Can you reproduce it reliably? Because this actual and desired state of the world, it's pretty hard to debug them reliably, especially when kubelet starts. So if you have a reproducer, that works 100%. It would help a lot.
Okay, I can do it, but we reproduce in our production environment. I can raise a new issue if you want, and list the procedure, list to reproduce it. Yeah. I think it has a pretty bad influence with the Fuse type driver or NFS type. But for EBS driver, it may have little influence because it pass the device driver into the container rather than the mount point. So the amount of the mount point won't have influence on the running pod. Yeah.
I see. Basically, the accounting that's done to figure out what was previously attached. You're saying if it's a raw block volume with a device, then it's less likely to encounter this.
Yeah, because it's have no influence to the running pod. Yeah, but the deleting of the PVC is not a good. It's so here is the condition. Here is the state. We can't do anything with the terminating PVC with running pod referenced by it. We must rebuild all this pod PVC, PV, we must rebuild all these three things together. Or if the running port gets deleted, then the PVC and the PV will be deleted automatically.
And you guys are using a CSI volume, right? Not
Yeah, CSI volume, yeah.
The interesting thing with CSI is I think there's a file that should be created to allow for reconstruction. In the old code, I think it was the reconstruction was happening by scanning for mounts and finding orphan mounts and trying to reconstruct based on that, and that was very flaky. But the CSI code actually puts a file down and reads that file, and that file should have all the information for reconstruction.
It's a JSON
I
file,
think
right?
that
I believe
I
so.
think the reconstruction is okay because the volume is unmounted. That means it has reached the actual state of the world correctly. The desired state of the world is the problematic because it probably skips terminating PVC.
I see.
Kubernetes thinks there is something mounted and it should not be used because it's being terminated, so it unmounts.
Got it.
That's
Basically,
probably
in that
wrong.
transition state, it may end up being lost.
Yeah.
Okay, so it sounds like
you.
maybe as a next step, if you can get a repro, put that into an issue, and then ping the folks in this call, we can start taking a look at it.
Yeah, sure.
All right, thank you. Anything else anybody wants to discuss today? All right, we can end it early today and give you half an hour back. Thank you, folks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.